Oh, I love Waitress. Don't mind the beach hair. I know people often use the term beach hair to mean a nice thing, and I used to believe beach hair was just not a thing. I didn't even realize it was a real thing. And then recently I guess I've maybe been going to the beach more, or I don't know, and I've discovered beach hair. I've decided I don't really like it. I've been working a bit much the last week or two, so I'm still a bit recovering, but I really want to make a few videos before New Year's, which is so soon. It's in like 4 days. What? How is it 2019 so soon? I'm just so unprepared. I am so unprepared for New Year's. Okay, now before I begin the real thing of this video, I just want to put out there that I'm not trying to come across as up myself or selfish or, you know, this wise old woman who's grown so much in the last year, because I know there's still a lot of improvement to be made, and I am not a wise old woman who has grown so much this year. However, I do feel like this year has brought a lot of change, and I would say 98% for the good. I've, again, not trying to sound like myself or anything, but I really feel I've grown a lot in confidence in the last year, which has been very good for me. And I think that comes from having a job, as well as, I mean, I've had a job for a while, but really kind of stepping up in the job, and also, I don't know, I guess just being put in various leadership positions throughout the year. And it's just been, I think for myself, really interesting to see how that has played out. I also feel like in the last year, I've seen progress. Now, again, not trying to sound up myself, but since about, I'd say 3-4 years ago, I mean, I've always aimed to be the nicest person possible, obviously, because that's just a good aim to have. And I think about 3 or 4 years ago, I really said to myself, actually, I think it was around the time I started reading Carrie's All I Know Now. I think it was a bit before then, but then I read her book and I was like, yes, definitely. And I think ever since then, I've really just tried as hard as I can to be a good person. And I know I'm not perfect, no one is, and there's still so much progression to be made. But I feel like finally, after 3-4 years, however long it's been, I'm actually seeing some of that progress made. But what I'm trying to say from that is that no matter how hard your goal seems, and especially now with New Year's and resolutions and whatever, even if you don't get it by the end of that year, hopefully you'll get it eventually if you just keep pushing for it and working hard for it. And again, it's not an easy thing, and it's also not an easy thing for me, I'd say, to talk about, because I hate talking about this kind of stuff, especially on such a public forum. But I just think I really want to stress to you guys that I have finally seen some change in that, and it has really taken 3 to 4 years, and I feel like it's mostly hit this year. And I just want to share with the few viewers I have that it's very important to keep working on it, even if it seems like it's not going to go anywhere, and even if it seems like nothing you do is making any difference. I also want to stress on from that to the few viewers that I haven't. Really, subscriber count doesn't matter to me, viewer count does not matter to me, but I just want this message to spread as far as it can, really. And that is to, as someone who's been on the receiving end of it this year, just tell people how you feel about them. Tell them they're a nice person. Tell them that you like that they, I don't know, work hard to make sure everyone feels included, or, you know, these are not coming from personal experience, but, or even just that you like the dress they're wearing. And one of the things I've tried to do this year as well a bit more is at work, when I see customers, to tell them, like, I like what you're wearing, I like your hair, I like your tattoos, like whatever. Just, it's hearing that from anyone, let alone a stranger, is so uplifting and really does boost your confidence. And I think that's also helped this year, you know, people telling me you've done something. And lastly, I think in terms of New Year's resolutions, even if you do fail and you do, you know, not make it to any of them, and you don't want to continue, if you fail within a week, whatever, and you don't think it's something you want to pick up, don't. I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, one of my resolutions was to meditate more, and within a week I realized how much I hated meditation, which, again, if you like meditation, that's so fine, and I just don't like it for myself because it doesn't work for me. But people who get into that, I'm so impressed. I know one of my friends really likes that kind of stuff, and I wish I could be, because it seems so wonderful. I just don't feel that, but you know, really do go ahead and do that. But for me, when I realized that I didn't want that, but I knew what I wanted to get as a result of that, it's not so much the superficial, this is my resolution, I want to lose weight, I want to whatever. It's about the message behind it. So if your resolution is something like to meditate, and you just realized it's not working for you, it's not gonna happen, and I kind of want to give up on this resolution, first of all, do. But second of all, just think about what your actual goal is behind that, and whether that is to just, you know, become calmer or become more self-aware, or whatever your goal within the meditation was, try and make that something that you can incorporate into your life if you want to. Again, if you don't manage your resolutions, it is so not the end of the world. Sorry that was cut off. Someone just came into my room. Problem with having so many people in the house. But it was probably a good thing that happened, because it was probably quite a long video. But my main points for this video is, if you don't manage your resolutions, that's fine. But second of all, this is such a classic quote, but if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything, and it will take time. It will take time sometimes to see progression and see your goals be actualized and see change, but it will come. And I think this year has very much been a year of change for me. As I said, 98% for the better. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Happy New Year.